Dear students, looking to the present condition of COVID-19, we don't know when the schools are going to reopen. So whatever teaching work is going on, you get used to that online teaching and study all the things seriously. This is a fact and you have to accept it, and you people are in standard 10th, so sure and certainly you will have to appear for the board exams. So study the things seriously and watch the video from the starting to the end and try to understand each and everything what is taught through this video. So let's begin. So today we begin with the product function. Topic is product of many arguments. Now the product function is used to multiply the values lying in different cells which we have selected. Here you can use up to 30 arguments. Another thing, that suppose if you want to use more, then here each argument could be a single cell or a cell range. So from that, suppose if you want to use more than 30, then some of the values you can store in the cell range and then make the use of that. The syntax is product into bracket n1, n2, n3 up till n30. Now before I start teaching this thing, one common thing which I am reminding you in this new video also, that whichever function you are using, you rename the worksheet with the name of that function. Fine. Now in this worksheet, first thing is you have to type these two things, function used like this way and value of the product. Fine. Now here I have created this, I have changed the color of these many cells. Now I am entering any value here, 1, 2, 3, 4. In some cells I have left the thing empty. Fine. Now I use the product function in a different way. First I click here and I click on insert menu and then function. Now just now I had used the function, so it is displaying me here. Otherwise in your computer you have to type here the name of that function and click on go. So here it will display this function and then click OK. So this dialog box will open. The name of that dialog box is function argument. Now here, as I told you just now, in finding the product you can take both the things as an argument, that is a cell range or a single cell. So first I will take cell range and then I will take single cell. So how shall I do? I will teach you. I have to click here. So this will get minimized. Thereafter I have to select the cell range. See, it is showing me here cell range C3 to F5. Now I have to click back here. So here did it come C3 to F5? Yes. Fine. Now I come here. I select this single cell. I go back C6. I select the single cell again, E6. So here I have selected one cell range and two single cells. Like this way I can add up till 30 arguments. Now I click OK. So here I will get the answer like this way. Another thing you can observe in the formula bar which is given on the top here, that it is displaying whatever we had created in through the function wizard, or like this way we were going to type the thing, same thing is displayed here. So now the second function in today's video is the function to find out the square root. The sqrt function returns the square root of a positive number. The syntax is sqrt into bracket n, where n is a positive number. For example, sqrt into bracket 4, the output will be 2. Now square root function is very simple. So same thing again you have to do, you have to rename the worksheet and you have to type these many things. So whenever you want to revise this thing, it's easy for you. Fine. Now I use this technique to find the square root. That is, I click on the button, drop down arrow key next to the sigma button, that is auto sum, and from here I select more functions. Fine. Now I will use the another technique, that is I will click on maths and trigonometry, and from here the functions are arranged in the alphabetic order. From there I will select square root. So this was another way of doing this thing. Fine. Now if I want to find the square root of any specific number, then I can type that number, that is 25. It will give me the answer. Or if I want to find the square root of any specific value, then you can create here value of n, and then take this thing as in reference here. And see, like this way you can edit the thing also. See, for example, just now I had used the function wizard and I had select 25. Instead of that, from here if I select this cell range later on, that is in editing mode, that also you can do. This is the thing, like this way you have to do. Instead of typing the value, you should always take the cell reference, so that whenever you change the value in this cell, automatically the answer will change. This function, that is int function, to find out the integer value could be very much useful to you many of the times, especially when the result is coming in point, and after point also so many digits are displayed and you want to display the output in integer. Now the int function rounds the given number to the nearest integer. The syntax is int into bracket number or any of the cell in which you have stored a number with point. For example, int 15.3, it will return 15. Now integer function, that is int, I will be teaching you in both the versions, that is 2003 Excel version also and advanced version also. So here this common things I have typed. Now I type any number, for example 17.9. The function uses int into bracket b1. Now here I will use that function is equal to int into bracket b1. So here it will remove the digits which are present after the point. Now same thing I will do it in this version, 2013 version. So here I will type 18.5. Now see here, as I type I, it will start displaying me the names of the functions which are starting from I. Now n. So at once it will display me, and from here I can select the function like this way, double click and then select this thing. So in advanced version it is like this way. Round function is also somewhat similar to that of int function. Now what does round function do? Round function rounds the given number to the specified places. For example, many times a formula results in a number having many digits after decimal place. For example, percentage, if you have prepared a mark sheet and in that if you want to find out the percentage of each student, then you want only 2 digits after decimal place, that is after point, then obviously you cannot cut the remaining digits. So here you can type the function like this way, that is equal to round, then into bracket you have to take the cell where percentage is stored, then you have to type comma and then you have to type 2. If you want 2 digits after the point, then you have to type 2. If you want any number of digits, that you have to specify after the comma. The use of round function I will be teaching you in both the ways. One way, that is how it is explained in the textbook, that thing. Another thing is I will also teach you how it is helpful to you in your day-to-day Excel work. Before I begin the explanation, I would like to say that all those who are new on my channel and haven't subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe the channel and continue watching the video. Now first I will be teaching according to the method given in the example given in the textbook. The first figure here is 76.6633. Now it is to be round by 2 digits, that is after this thing, what is it called, after point 2 digits are to be displayed, then you have to use it like this way, is equal to round, comma. Now see, either I can type 2 here, or if I want to keep it as a variable, that is whatever value I enter in cell B2, then I have to click on B2. Then we can change the rounding option also. Suppose if I want 3 figures, then I can click here 3. If I want 1, then I can keep 1. So like this way also we can do. Now the next thing which is given here is 45.1634. Now here it is to be round by 0. So here is equal to round 45, C1, C2. And the third example which is given in your textbook is the figure minus 56.5467, and it is to be rounded by 3. Now I will teach you another shortcut also, which is not given in the textbook but it is very useful. That shortcut also I am going to teach you in the end. So like this way this thing will get round off. Okay, fine. Now next thing, in your practical use, how to make the use of that thing, and next topic is what is the shortcut of doing all these things. Without using round function also you can do the same thing, that also I will teach you just now. Fine. So serial number 1, I will enter only one record. I am entering the name ABC, mark 78, 82, 81. Now first I will use the average function. From here next to the sigma sign I will select average. I got the answer 83.6. Now here if I want the percentage in like that way, that after point I want 2 digits, then what to do, is equal to round, select this thing, comma and 2. So it will round off this thing like this way. Now here since it is 0, so this thing will, Excel will never display 60, it will display like this way only. But if the answer was in something else, then it would have displayed like that way. And if you want 0 digits after point, then you can mention here 0. Like this way also you can get the thing. Fine. Now shortcut key I was going to teach you. For example, if you want to remove some digits from here, then you can use this key, increase decimal and decrease decimal. This is not given in the book, but it is very useful. Actually in practical life we all use this only. Like this way also you can do, and this thing will never affect the value. See, in the formula bar the correct real value is given here, it is not affecting the value. This way also you can do. Now the truncate function is much more similar to that of round function. The name of the function is TRUNC, trunc. Trunc function takes 2 arguments. The first argument is a number or the cell address of the cell which you want to remove the fractional part or decrease the number after the fractional part. And the second argument is a number of digits to be cut down from the number from its fractional part. The truncate function chops off the fractional part of a given number, leaving some digits after decimal point if it is specified. If the second argument is omitted, then it chops off the whole fractional part. That is, after comma, if you don't add the second argument that you want how many digits after the point, then it will remove all the digits after the point. To explain you the concept, here 3 examples are given. In the first example, you can see TRUNC into bracket 1.239, that is after point there are 3 digits, and then comma, then the second argument which is given is 2. So it returns 1.23 and the digit 9 is lost, that is after point it gives the output of 2 digits. Second one is equal to TRUNC 0.5, then here we have not specified the second argument, that is why this 5 which is written after the point is lost. Then the next one is equal to TRUNC trunc into bracket minus 15.72. Here also second argument is not provided, and that is why it returns minus 15, and 7 as well as 2, both the digits are lost. Now this function used for truncate is same like round function, so I will finish it up very speedily. 1.239, 12.5 minus 15.72. Here we want to round off by 2 digits after decimal. Truncate here B1 comma B2. Fine, this will remain same everywhere. Now I do the work. So like this we will get the answer. Now the thing which was to be explained here is that if we don't add anything after the comma, then what happens? So that we will do and check. That is, I'll select this thing and I don't add C2, I just close the bracket, then it will remove all the digits after point. See, here also I have dragged the same thing, so it's simple like this way only. Now see, I am knowing one thing, that these all functions which are being taught are not so much interesting. You may be feeling boring to learn all these functions. Am I right? Fine, no problem. You have to learn it since it is there in the textbook. But from now onwards, whatever functions are coming, that is statistical functions, are very much interesting, and you may have been using some of the functions also. So let's begin. Now, besides typical mathematical functions, Calc also offers you a variety of statistical functions on a series or range of values. Such statistical functions helps in collection, analysis, explanation and presentation of data in order to support the forecasting, predicting as well as decision making activities. So the first statistical function is average. Now the average function returns the average of a number given to it. Now along with teaching you how to use this function, you also know how to use the function, but one more thing I am going to teach which is not given in the textbook and which is very important. Now the average is also considered as arithmetic mean. Whatever words I have marked in red, MCQs could be formed from that word. You have to sum up all the numbers in a list and divide the sum by the total count, that is the size of the list. That is how average is found. But Excel does these things for you, automatically you get the answer, you don't have to do all these things. Now here the syntax could be average into bracket the cell range by adding colon in between, and you can also use average and to refer to the cells you can add comma in between. Here you can take up to maximum 30 arguments. So now let's learn this thing and one new thing practically. Now here I will be teaching you the usage of average function which you also know, there is nothing new in that, but I will also be teaching you that with the help of average function, when you try to find out the percentage, sometimes it may create problem, and how to solve that problem, how to get the exact percentage, this topic also I am going to cover. This is the last function of this video. So here I will enter some numbers in this many cells. So I have entered some numbers here. Now this is displaying like this way because just now this cell I had used this way. Fine. So now I want to find the average. So I will type here, or I can use the average from this thing, function toolbar. So I got the average, it is 6.75. Now we come to the main topic. In this practical example, just now the marks are out of 100, and that is why it is giving the correct average, which you can treat it as percentage also. But if the marks are out of 50 and you want to find the percentage, okay, I am removing round here. If you want to find the percentage and if the marks are out of 50, then what to do? Here I am entering the marks. I will first use the average function. So the average is coming to 36.6. But since it is out of 50, so it is showing so much less average. Now out of 100, what to do? Simple. It should be doubled. How to double the thing? Just observe properly. You have to type here is equal to, then you have to click on this cell, K5, then you have to press asterisk sign, use for multiplication, and then you have to type 2. Simple. So like this way you can find the correct percentage. So here we end up this video. We meet again in the next part. Thank you. Goodbye.